Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slimefun filled episode with your host Boomer, and today we're doing something different. I want to talk to the server owners, and we're going to show you something. Oh my gosh, I love this. So a lot of you I've actually gotten to talk with to some extent on the Discord server, and it's been really cool. And I think a lot of you are aware that there's a suggestion channel, and just with players too, so you guys know on the official Slimefun Discord server, and I'll put a link in the description for those of you who aren't a part of it, there's a suggestions channel. You've got an idea for a Slimefun machine or something, you can throw it in there. Now once it hits a positive rating of 50, then it becomes approved, and then the devs start writing code for it. There's been a lot of really cool suggestions, and I think that just haven't made it to 50 yet. Whether they will or not, I don't know. But here's the thing. A lot of those suggestions with what I'm about to show you, you can do yourself. A brand new plugin has come out called the Slime Customizer that we're going to talk about. And this is something server owners can build machines. Now, I don't know to extent entirely what the limits are. It may be just exactly what you see, and you might not be able to customize the machine as far out as I'm thinking it could be, but there's definitely some potential here, okay? So we're going to talk about it. Now, I haven't tried every possible combination. I'm only going to show you what I've done and what I think could be done from this. But if you are any better the programmer than I am, I'm going to tell you, my programming experience stopped in 1989. That was the last time I took a programming class. I grew up old school, beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. Some of you may not even know what that is, okay? I was well into basic probably before most of you were born. Having said that, let's get into this. So we have in the guide, I should have backed out all the way first. In this guide, we have a new thing called Slime Customizer. Now, admins, first of all, you have to download this from the official Slimefun 4 add-on page. Put the jar file in your plugin folder, run the server, and then shut the server back down. Then you can go in and customize it through the machines.yml file that will be found in the Slime Customize folder, okay? When this pops up, there'll be a machine that's already in there. Here's what I did. I created my own machine. I went and removed the test example one, and I put my own in. And of course, it's nothing less than the Boominator 9000. You'd think with a name like that, this would be one OP machine, but actually I built a basic machine just to show you. So, first of all, it's called, in the actual name of the machine, it's called the Boomer's Machine. So if I were to give this to myself, it's not the Boominator 9000. It's going to be actually called Boomer's Machine, if I remember right. Hang on, try this again. SF give. Boomer, the Boominator. Yeah, okay, the Boomer's Machine is what I've titled the name of the machine. And then inside of the guide, I gave it the name the Boominator 9000 because it'd be nothing less than 9000, right? So you get to put the name of the machine in there that the guide recognizes it by, the name that give2, recognize it. The lore is, this is an awesome machine. Of course it is. I made it. And then you can decide the buffer as well as the joules. So I put in a 64,000 buffer. And then remember, for every for the joules per second, there's a 1 to 1.6667 conversion. So I put in, it required 1,000, which gives it that 1666.67 requirement. All right. So let's look at the machine. This is what I got from the machine. It gave me 2 spots on the left, 2 spots on the right. And actually tested it to make sure it worked, and it did. So here's what I've done. Let's go to the guide, and let's look at the Boominator 9000. All right. So I set this up to, it takes 2 netherite ingots, 2 diamond blocks, 2 lead ingots, a reinforced alloy ingot, and a carbonado edge capacitor to craft. And I actually got to choose a texture of what I wanted it to be. So I did a netherite block. That's the bare minimum we go in Boomersville, right? It's netherite at least. That was the minimum requirement. So I set it up. If I put in recipe number 1, 64 cobble, it gives me 64 stone. Recipe 2, 64 stone gives me 64 stone bricks. So I didn't do anything fancy. I could have put in 1 cobblestone, gives me 64 diamond blocks. That's a little too OP. So you can craft as many recipes in there as you want. I don't know if there's a theoretical limit or not. You can just continue to add more recipes as you want. I did the 2, okay? And it's crafted in a regular enhanced crafting table. I don't know if that's customizable or not. because it's a crafting recipe, my guess is you'd want to stick to this anyways. All right. So let's give myself some cobblestone. Whoops. Cobblestone 64. So we put this in. We are connected with power. You can see the energy connector there, right? You get to customize a lot of this. You can customize the item, you know, the actual time. I set it to 15 seconds. You can set it from 1. You can set it as high as you want. So I got to pick the time. I got to pick the item that it uses to measure, you know, the progress bar. And when it's 15 seconds is up, we're going to have a stack of stone. If I want to put that back in, I set the second one to 15 seconds as well. When that's all done, I'm going to end up with another 64 stone bricks that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. But this is really cool. I mean, from a server owner standpoint, man, to me, this is insane. This is awesome. Because there are so many really cool ideas. Or you can custom build this to anything on your server. You can use Slimefun items and you can use vanilla items. I don't believe it's customizable above that. So if you're using items from a different plugin, I would not expect it to work, but you never know. Maybe at some point in the future that might be an option, but you have to designate whether it's a Slimefun item or a vanilla item. So if you want to say, okay, what's another way for me to get cocoa beans? Well, how about you put in 64 cobblestone and you can have 64 cocoa beans. You want to do that? You can do that. You want something that's really hard to obtain in vanilla, let's say dragon eggs. You can get 1 dragon egg if you put in 64 netherite blocks. Okay? Anything that would fit the parameters of this machine build that you see right here, you could do. Now, I don't know if it's possible to bring 2 items in or not. I didn't look at the recipe. I'll tell you, I'm gonna, on my other monitor here, I'm going to pull up the configuration file. So if you go to your plugin folder, you're going to see Slime Customizer as a folder. You pull up the machines.yml file. And if you follow the instructions on a wiki, which I'll put in the description for the video, somebody like me can do this. I got to think you can too. So in the recipe slot, it's got number 1, it says speed in seconds. And then under input, type vanilla. I did ID cobblestone amount 64. I'm wondering and thinking if you put a second type in there. For example, if you wanted to make your own version of the, oh my gosh, what's the stupid thing that makes lava? Now I can't remember what that's called. Oh gosh, are you kidding me? I actually have to go down to it to find out what this thing's called. The crucible, thank you. And apparently my crucible is broken. There's more buckets in here that are in the entire system. I'm not quite sure how that's possible. Anyways, looks like I got something to look into. But anyways, if you want to make your own crucible and you don't like how this one works, great. Set it to 1 bucket and 1 cobblestone that produces it in 1 second. You can do that. If it allow you a second input, maybe it is. Test it and find out. The fastest way to find out is simply test it. Now, you do have to reload the server. Let me rephrase. Don't reload. Slimefun does not like reload. Restart your server to find out if it works. So test it, you know, make a copy of it and run it and boot it up on a second test server. Hopefully most server owners have a test environment anyways where they can spin stuff up and make sure it works, but try it. The worst that happens is it doesn't work, right? So then make a suggestion to the plugin developer that they add that functionality. I'm going to test it and find out if it does. But you've got the ability to make a Boom 8 or 9000 or whatever you want to call this with whatever items you want to have come in and come out. This is incredible. This is game changing. So if your players want something specific, but you can't quite get enough people to sign off it on the official Discord, and again, I will put that Discord server in a link for players as well as owners. You can join the server and learn more about what's going on in the world of Slimefun. I can't believe how much I've picked up on. There's some really smart people here in the Discord server that have really helped me and a lot of people out. So a lot of great information can be learned. You can learn what's changed with each version of the plugin that's get updated. You get direct links right to the builds, to the GitHubs. There's so much information, guys. It's just incredible. I highly recommend it. And I highly recommend this plugin. I'd probably give it about a 9.5 out of 10. The only thing to me would have been nice to know is, can you customize more than 1 item coming in? And if that's something that can be done, great. Then I'd give it a 10, man. I tell you. Really cool. Like I said, to me, this is game changing for the small server owner who's got 30 or 40 players and you just can't get somebody to sign off on his suggestions, man. Just do it yourself. I get it. My last coding, the last program I wrote was probably in the late 90s. The only other thing I've done is worked in Visual Basic for PowerPoint. And I had to teach myself how to do some of that stuff. I write video games in PowerPoint. It's weird. Anyways, guys, we're going to head off. I'm going to put links in the description for all this cool stuff. Go check it out, server owners. Have fun. Enjoy it. Go Boomer or go home. We'll see you later.